Okay. So in our lines of product, we have a complete panel of cocktail for all indication. For eye contour, for rejuvenation, for firming, for wrinkle, static wrinkle, expression wrinkles, for skin whitening, for hair loss treatment, for cellulite, for drainage, for lipolysis, for adipolysis. Well, we have a complete panel of different blend of active ingredient for each indication. So the main concept, as I was indicating you before, of Fusion Meso was to bring something new in the world of mesotherapy. Let's say before, the doctors were using simply a mesotherapy gun and performing multi-injection into the skin. This treatment is very effective and still perform, but with our challenge was to bring something more effective, was to bring something faster and less painful for the customer. So based on the different new technologies, including the skin needling, we created different treatments. And we created what we call the fusion mesotherapy. What is fusion mesotherapy? Is that we combined the skin needling with electroporation and photostimulation. Why we do this? What is the advantage of a skin needling system compared to a conventional mesotherapy gun or to a conventional injection? When we make injection with a mesotherapy gun, even if the gun is quite fast and can make many injections in 1 minute, it cannot be compared to the number of punctures that can be done with a pen. So with a pen, we can create thousands of micropunctures per minute. So there is a huge difference compared to a mesotherapy gun. When we will work with a pen, that can be where the depth can be adjusted and we can go up to 2 millimeters with medical needles, we'll be able to create much more punctures. What is the point to create much more punctures is that we will have a much higher collagen stimulation compared to a conventional mesotherapy treatment. Of course, the difference between a mesotherapy gun and a mesotherapy skin needling system is that first, the skin needling system is not directly injecting the product into the skin. We will apply the product over the skin and with the needles, the product will be bring into the skin. But we will not be able to put into the skin so much quantity as we can with a pen. But the number of micro wounds will be much higher. So this is why it's important to combine the skin needling treatment with an electroporation, because the electroporation and the transdermal delivery will permit to increase much more the penetration of the active ingredient through the microchannel that we create with the pen. And in this case, we arrive to a much higher and better result compared to a mesotherapy treatment. This treatment is also faster, so there is more comfort for the patient and less pain. So we created what we call the fractional mesotherapy. Fractional because the application of the product and the injection is made in different steps, so it's fractionated. That's why we call it the fractional mesotherapy. You can achieve the same result or even better results with fractional mesotherapy compared to conventional mesotherapy for all indications that are superficial. Of course, with fractional mesotherapy, we will not have the same results for deeper indication like adipolysis or lipolysis. In case of fat dissolve, the fat is located very deep into the dermis, so we will not have access to this indication or a very limited access compared to mesotherapy with a skin needling system. So we create a very innovative skin needling system, the Fusion Mesotherapy Pen Platinum. This system is made in Korea and of very high quality compared to different pens on the market. It's aluminum coating, so it's resistant to any kind of disinfectant and everything compared to other pens that sometimes are made of plastics or painted. So over time it stays always brand new. This pen can work with 3 different types of needles. First, we have what we call beauty needles that can be used on the face and most important by beautician. So this different cartridge have needle of 0.3 millimeters. So when we use this cartridge, we will be able to work on the pen from 0 up to 0.3 millimeter. Over 0.3 there is a security and the pen will stop automatically. It's very important before to insert the cartridge to put the pen on 0 and to place the cartridge. Then we have some other kinds of needles that are more dedicated to doctors and for deeper indication that have 2 millimeter needles. So these cartridge will allow you to work till the maximum depth that can work the pen up to 2 millimeter. So we will mainly use high depth in case we want to work scars or stretch marks, some kind of indication. On the face, we will always work from 0 to 0.3, depend on the face area. On the body, we will try, as we have more tissue and less bone, we will work from 0 up to 1 millimeter. And we will go over 1 millimeter over in very specific indication, but this is only for medical indication. We also have another type of needle that we call a single needle cartridge. So this one will be closer to mesotherapy gun as it has only one needle. This mono needle is to treat very specific area like deep wrinkles or stretch marks or specific scar. As it has a one needle, this needle is a bit thicker, so it will have a different feeling on the skin and different effect. Now we will talk a bit about the pen and our specificity compared to the different pen on the market. First, we have 3 different speeds that can be selected by pushing the on-off button. As I explained you, we have a specific aluminum coating of the pen, which guarantees that over time it will not be damaged by the different product to cleanse the skin and to disinfect the pen. And also what is very important is we have a patent magnet system, which makes that when the needle is inserted into the chamber, the needle is attached to the motor. It's something very important because when the motor will vibrate, the needle will always stay in contact with the motor, and this will give a very high power to the needle to get into the skin. Most of the pens that are not equipped with a magnet system are not really pushing the needle into the skin, and the needle are not really going into the skin. You can consult our clinical study to compare the difference from skin perforation from our pen to different pen. What can happen also with other pen who's not having a magnet system is that you will have to work much more deeper, sometimes from 0.5 to 1, to really make the needle penetrate. So you cannot really control the depth that you are working with. With our pen, you can really control how deep you work, and you can be sure that the needle are really puncturing the skin and at the right depth. And this is very important to be sure how deep you puncture the skin to avoid to damage vessels or other situations. What is also very important with our specific tips is that we have an anti-backflow system. The backflow is a big problem with some pen, as while you perform the treatment with the movement of the needle, the blood and the product that is contaminated can go through the cartridge and enter your pen and contaminate your pen. This is a very big problem, as you can have cross-contamination from one customer to another one. Our system has an anti-backflow, so you will never have product that will go back through the cartridge into the pen. And what is also very important is that we have a straight chamber, so it can be easily disinfected with a swab before and after each treatment. Some pens have a different type of chamber, and they cannot be properly disinfected inside the chamber, and as you have some backflow, then you have cross-contamination. So this is the specificity about the Fusion Meso Pen Platinum, which is one of the best systems on the market, for skin needling and collagen induction. As I told you before, the fusion mesopen platinum will help us to create the microchannel and to stimulate the collagen induction.